as well, and it's absolutely hammering it down.
Word?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I know there's still people out there though, because people go crazy.
I'm going tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be at the carnival. It's sunny tomorrow.
Don't they be getting like muddy and whatnot?
Yeah, no. But I've already seen some of the streams of like, the steel bands in the rain. Yeah, they don't care.
They love that.
Wow.
Yes, we are live, family. We are live, family. Live on YouTube. MC Plays.
MC Plays.
Back again with another episode. We got some special guests in the building. We bringing hip hop legends to Musicoin.
Right.
Just because I got white hair in my beard? Damn.
I know, right? You get the grades, you get the
little bit.
You get the tag with the grades, right?
Yeah. The way these kids are moving, yo.
You already
know, man.
You already know. We gotta hold on our titles, man. Either OGs, legendaries, we gotta hold them.
I feel you. Man,
let me set
I'll
it
be
up.
happy just tagging that as a live right now. I celebrate that.
Yeah.
Yo, I gotta say, like, this, anybody could be online and say they're in hip hop these days. So I have to qualify it, like, you know what I'm saying? Deep
yes. Can
deep
you
in a
please introduce our special guest.
Deep from 2HungryBros has been like one of the most consistent people. He's put out cassette tapes, you know what I mean? He's on vinyls, he's on bodegas, he's one of the official crates. Like you see that room behind Neil right there? Don't let Deep in that room, kid.
Yeah, mate.
Do not let Deep in that room.
It looks a little dry. I don't know. It's kind of empty in there. There's some space in those crates.
Oh,
yeah, right.
That's why they call him.
If you want a wider angle, you want to see the tunes, yeah. Close to 10,000. Close to 10,000. All right.
That was I can't find. That was me before Zeke. I had 3 apartments. Like I had it in my mom's, my friends, my grandmother's, and mine. Wow. And then they were like, "Oh, you're having a son, so you're not gonna have time for all that. Why don't you just?" So I gave away a lot to my friends, but I made space, and now my space is growing again, and it's invading the house. So I'm getting more and more records, and my wife's not feeling that. Nah.
What's the prize ones then? What's the prize digging finds you got then? Come on in, let's hear it.
Man, one of my favorite joints, just that I always pick up every now and then. Well, I'm a dollar bin dude, and I love finding Sophie records. Sophie from United Artists Velvet.
Oh wow.
UA Velvet, yeah. I'm trying to think about. I like finding Donald Byrd, Places and Spaces in the dollar bin. That's always a good one. I found an Idris Muhammad before. I found finding those in the dollar bin is always good.
Now Donald Byrd is killer, man. Donald Byrd.
Yeah, Donald Byrd is killer. I got this dude, one of my coworkers. He was listening to Grooves on Google Play, and I'm like, bro, this stuff. That's not on Google Play, and he bought a record player, and what's good for me is because now I get to go digging, but not for myself, but I love just the whole thing about digging and finding records. So I just found him the Delegation album with Oh Honey on it. Yeah, I just found him that. I was really gassed. Like I was gassed because I found it, and then I was gassed because he was gonna, I was happy because he was gonna get it. You know what I mean? So I have this whole I found all the joints that I wanted to find, sort of. Actually, you know what? I've been looking for Al Hurt, Harlem, the one, the Soul in the Horn. I've been looking for that for a $5 or $2 record. Yeah. That's the one with Harlem Hindu that has the De La Soul sample for Ego Trip. Yeah.
Listen. I'm not to cut you off, my brother, but
I got too deep in the crate, huh?
I want to shout you out because you're speaking like a true producer, a true musician.
Well, that's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, you got fake ones on here? No.
Whoa,
yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna bring out a little
YouTube rip. That's the one.
I'm just saying, there's producers there's a producer that I like on Musicoin, but I know for a fact you will never hear any rust in his records, any scratch, any dirty nothing. Like all his stuff is like compressed, sampled, filtered before he even found it.
Yeah, I got like I got the dude who was mixing like recently was mixing my stuff. His name is Lou Jaw Labs. He does house music, and like he showed me, you know, what's that? I even forgot the name. I can't believe I can't remember it. It starts with an A. It's a program.
Oh, Ableton?
Ableton. Yeah. He showed me Ableton, and he showed me Machine, and he showed me, and he has all these synthesizers at home. And my thing is like, if I had that, like, so I'm an MPC 4000 guy. My wife got it for me. Back in 2006, she bought it for me when she was my girlfriend. So then she became my wife after that. She sealed the deal.
That's how you pull your
yeah. And then you know Ben Books, that's my partner, the other hungry bro. His girl got him an MPC 2500, and then she caught on a little late, but she then they got married after that. But
these women,
yo, my wife's been real supportive. Like she got me my 1200s.
Producer's heart is through the beats, man.
Yeah, through the records, through the music. Vibration, but I cook at home, so I'm the one who cooks. Yeah, I'm the one who cooks.
We definitely gotta give a shout out to the wives for holding us.
The reason I wasn't cutting them though.
Yo, I just jumped like 8 topics. I apologize. But what I was saying about the rust, what you were saying about the rust, is like I can't do that clean. Like if I was in the lab with all those synthesizers and buttons, I would never leave because I would just spend the whole time just playing around, and then never. So with records, you know, you already got something that's mastered. You just layer a few things, and then you get to put it out. Like putting out things is the joy. Like sharing music. That's what I'm doing. From a DJ perspective, we spin, we play music, we put people on. So from turning that into the producer thing, you know, I'm reformulating what was put out and feeding it back.
About that, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does that, or how does that, if it does, relate to the idea of it's a lot of immediate gratification nowadays, right? I mean, people talk about hip hop music, but they don't realize this is like a culture. This is something that brought us out of like where I met y'all was in the Lower East Side.
Yeah, LES.
Like the crack era and stuff like that. So like for this culture, it gave us a lot of positive things. Do you feel like part of that production aspect of not having things all done has anything to do with relating to other people? Like not just always having things exactly how you want, but
well, okay, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got into the whole hip hop stuff because like my dad was fixing cars in the LES, right? So he was, instead of like paying him, because he'd like to fix things, you know what I'm saying? So you remember all the cats on Water Street, they had their cars up, and then my dad would be the one fixing them. Well, and then so he like I say, people would offer him money, and he'd be like, "Yo, you can give me stuff." So he would get tapes, turntables. We got our first CD player from, and I got a lot of like DJ mixes just from DJs.
Pause right there.
Yeah.
In the chat room, he's talking about currency without just dollar bills. If you heard what he just said, he was raised in the spirit. You get what I'm saying? That's what blockchain is based on. I just had to interject that. Go ahead.
Just using what you got and making, and I mean nowadays everything is very accessible when you can just go on Amazon Prime or whatever, and there's no real struggle. But not to knock what's going on now, because now it's a different perspective. I mean, something will turn around. Something will change, and then another thing will change. But I do love my experience and how it relates to hip hop and how it got me in that stream, like, you know, doing making what you want with what you got, and like, because I never had, like I said, I never had a turntable, a Technics 1200. I was always rocking off of bell drivens that I would inherit or find in the garbage. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Man, listen. We definitely went way past this his introduction. Like, let's get some background on our brothers here too.
That's the background. That's the background. We from the LES and we dig through the garbage.
Yo, this man has produced for some of your favorite MCs, some of your favorite influencers who influence some of your favorite MCs. He's actually on a new album that Breezevahflowin, which we'll get into a minute, put out, which is actually raising funds, you know, for service, which we'll talk about. My co-host Pup, he did a similar project on Musicoin. So we all in that activist music technology type thing. That's where I can't wait for Breez to get the album on here, because I know we're gonna have people pound that. But
that's what's up.
But Deep was on that. Deep is on he produced a lot of Homeboy Sandman joints. If you know Homeboy Sandman's like one of the icons of not being on commercial radio, you know what I mean? So like Deep has been a bastion of people just actually being artists. And the reason I didn't want to cut him at the beginning is because you could basically hear that. You know what I mean? Tell me if I'm right in the chat. You hear somebody not talking about, oh, I signed for this, or I got this much money, or this and that. Even though it's Musicoin, even though we definitely trying to profit and be healthy, it's based in what? Doing what you love. That's the whole point. The whole point of blockchain is you're getting into, like, there's a music coin, there's a cartoon coin, there's a weed coin, you know what I mean? Like, you getting into what you're about and getting your abundance from that, whereas usually a lot of these models is based on getting your abundance from doing what other people want you to do, even if it's degrading to your own values, your own community. You feel me? So that wasn't, to me, that wasn't a tangent at all. You heard a Digging in the Crates producer talking about what he loves. Nothing we could list from his resume speaks more than that. Like, you know, if you hit him up, if you give him some vinyl, if you give him some beat roulette, you know what I mean? If he was in Neil's crib right now, something's getting made. Yeah. Back.
Yo, I mean, just on the whole Musicoin tip, like, yo, you hit me up to put some stuff on there. I haven't even cashed out or even checked out the cash aspect of that, and I just wanted to put beats so that people could listen to them and check them out. You know what I mean? That was my whole like sharing sound. You know what I'm saying? Sharing the love.
Yeah, that's super dope. And we definitely gonna, yo, Pup, you showing your whole screen, bro?
Yeah, got like the secret folder of pictures.
No, that was everything.
We definitely good.
Can't unsee that folder.
We definitely gonna we'll take a second to do that if we have time today, just to talk about how you actually cash out, because you definitely can. A lot of people don't even realize Spotify, Amazon, Google, I'm cool with all of them. I'm on all of them, but people think those are ahead, and they don't pay you for 4 to 8 months. And those are supposed to be the major platforms. Musicoin plays you today. Like, you get played today, you can cash out today. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about how you actually do that later if we get a second. Do you have a follow-up question, Pup or Neil, or do you want to get into the introduction of Breez before we continue?
Let's get into Breez, man. He's been walking about a bit, and man, let's get started.
It's gonna get a deeper tan.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it looks like he's a marketing, you know what I mean? Maven connoisseur. Like, he got the Breez going through. He's showing up with the glasses in the joint, talking about Breezevahflowin.
Is that a Guayabera, bro?
He's got a palm tree behind him as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I thought he was in Cuba, yo.
Yeah.
Not far from it.
Yeah,
not far from it right now at all, man.
Extra flowing.
What's happening in Miami then?
Oh man, y'all caught me on a work day. Like, I was supposed to be off today. I was gonna be chilling in the crib like everybody else, also.
Okay.
But then they ended up calling me like, "Yo, we need some help." So I was like, "All right, I'll come in, but just gotta have my lunch break at 2:00, and I'm good." And so here I am showing up with y'all. Other than that, like, life. Like, when we first moved down here, I thought it was going to be like a shocking transition. Like, it was going to be crazy different than living in New York.
You lived in New York all your life up to then?
All my life, except for like maybe 3 other years besides the 4 years I've been down here. Like, thank everything. I'm 47 right now. About 6.5 years ago, my wife and I were looking for something a little bit different. So we went out to Cali for about 1.5 years. and experience that.
Okay,
and that was
so
cool.
I saw you right before then, because I was at your birthday party at New Eurekan.
Yep.
Immortal Technique was there, you was there. And I was like, I was mad, but I was mad because I was like, nah, he not gonna stop rapping, because he was saying I'm stopping rapping. It was my last show. But I'll never forget what you said. You said when you like 90% at two different things, sometimes you gotta choose one to be 100%. And it was like, as much as I'm an MC and you like related to me by my MCing family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, oh shit, like I get it. You know what I mean? That struck a chord with me. You know what I mean?
I had to
and then when you came back,
take care of some things.
Facts.
And so, now, where was your?
I just want to let people know, like, this was big. Like, when he did his birthday, like, Jay Smooth was there. If you know Jay Smooth from NPR, like, Mad Legends was there in the building. So that was right before you went to Cali first.
Yep.
And then what happened from there? You checked it out?
We checked it out for a minute, and we had a little bit of a health scare with my wife's parents. And we was just a little too far away to be worried about them, and they're down here in Florida. So luckily, like, you know, my employer, they got setups all over the place. So I put out some feelers. There was an opportunity for me to transfer over here. We put that together, came down here 4 years ago. I give thanks that everything's okay with the fam right now. Everybody's doing good. The health scare is over. And, you know, once we were settled in and we decided on the home base, and, you know, things were pretty good to the extent where it was like, you know, let's invest, you know. We purchased a home down here. And yeah, and then that's where that 90% on that end started feeling more like 100.
There you go.
And so, you know, on the life tip, everything was good. But then, you know, I started feeling that call again, because this is something that's in us, in all of us over here, right? Like, this is what we do. And although sometimes you got to fall back a little bit to make sure that everything's taken care of on the other end, I felt like I was in a good place to start devoting some time and energy to this one more time. So first thing I had to do was knock off the rust. I hollered at my man, DJ Static. Static sent me like 15 tracks, and I started writing some of the wackest shit I ever wrote. But I was writing again, and that's the important part, right? Like, I was just in
Sometimes
the process.
You just got to do it. Yeah, you got to
start. Okay, hold up. Let's backtrack a little bit. Breezevahflowin, a fundamental founding member of Stronghold. Yeah. You talking about C-Raised Walls, you know, Lifelong, Stealth Index, Breezevahflowin. You know what I'm saying? Like, Immortal Technique was down with the crew. You know what I mean? You talking about Breezevahflowin battled RZA. You talking about battle Big Zoo. You know what I'm saying? Why am I saying battled? Like, I'm trying to be
Capadonna.
Like, he killed these people. He killed these people that was supposed to win. You know what I'm saying? Like,
research.
Yo, like, but it was weird because a thing that I would do coming up, like Deep was saying in the LES and everything, I would run around spots. I'll be in the staircases. I'll be battling in the parks. You know what I mean? People my block go to their block. We was wilding. And Breez was like one of these cats. Also, I want to say rest in peace to my bro Pumpkinhead. But it was a number of people who, Wordsworth, Pumpkinhead, Breez, Life. It was a number of cats where I could see them on a stage on a flyer, but I will also see them outside the club. You know what I mean? Yeah. I will also see them in the street. We might be out there till 1 and 2 in the morning.
Absolutely.
So he was never afraid to like go toe-to-toe on stage on MTV or whatever like that, but still be on the block with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so man. I just want to say that, bro, because you being humble. You know what I mean? But people don't know, like, you really smashed Titans, B. You know what I mean? Like, you knocked out Titan. I remember when he was you battled the dude, Mad Skills, Lonnie B. Mad Skills had a crew called Super Friends. I'll never forget this, bro. And now that the Superman, anybody that's a fan of superheroes, we're gonna get into that part too. He's a dope comic book artist, cartoonist too. But just if you know superheroes, you know the Justice League, right? And Aquaman movie coming out soon, so it might be beef because
they finally gonna redeem Aquaman.
Mad Skills was like the battle rapper of commercial rap, you could say. Like if anybody had punchlines and you know what I mean, after like maybe you know what I mean, like Lord Finesse was probably the last real punchline cat straight before up. That.
Yeah,
Mad Skills came out and was really like, yo, is he battling on these tracks? And then his crew, he had a spitter named Lonnie B. Lonnie B was fire. They had to do, what was it, Danger Tongue? Like they had a
Danger
whole
Mouth,
Danger Mouth, right? Spitters. And Breez goes up against Lonnie B, right? So it's like, okay, Breez represented for NY. You know what I mean? Lonnie representing for VA. You know what I'm saying? But we messed with both of them.
Yeah.
And he said something about something, you not the man. You the weakest in the Justice League, like Aqua. Yo, and this was not the era of written battles. This was the era of on the spot, like they teamed you up and you just went with it. So
battling on beats. Battling on beats.
Beat. That's what they had. It was called a room shaker, right? And when you had the room shaker, the battle was pretty much over. You know what I mean? Like if it was like airtime on TV and stuff, and they had to keep it going, they might try to keep it. But if it was like on the block and you came with that elephant in the room, and that was it, because the crew was called Justice Friends.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing. And Breez was just able to take like your biggest accomplishment and just flip it. You know what I'm saying?
Breez!
So I say all that to say, first of all, check out his new album. You know what I mean? It's gonna be on Musicoin soon, I hope. I know it's on all the other platforms.
No doubt.
Proceeds going to good cause, right? Legal defense.
Yeah, man.
Pull it up right now. It's the Community Justice Project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, talk about that real quick.
You know what it was like all these headlines been causing stress, but rather instead of being stressed about the headlines, like around like last September, like I really got moved to like try to put something together for it, and I just put out an open call to like everybody on my social media, like for beats and lyrics to kind of put this together in a way that'll be a little bit faster than just me doing everything by myself. And like I was floored, like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all came through, we had all these other people come through, donating beats, donating verses, their time, their effort to put this together. And it ended up being a really good cohesive project altogether. But then it was like, who do I support with this? Like, what do I do? And I talked to one of the producers on the project. His name is Davey Tree. Now, Davey Tree is originally from SF.
Okay.
And Davey, he's an OG also. He's close to my age. He's like, I think 44, 45 maybe.
Okay.
When he was younger, he was down with something called the Mission Burrito Project out in San Francisco.
Okay.
And this is before all the rents went crazy and all that. And there was still plenty of poor people in San Francisco. Him and his homies used to go downtown and they used to make burritos and then hand out burritos to the homeless in San Fran. And San Fran had always had like a big history of activism before now. But what resonated with me that he shared with me, he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on in the world, but he was like, think global, but act local. Act with some place that you can be close enough to where you can check in if need be and support the effort. And so I looked around for some organizations down here, and one of the strongest and most powerful organizations down here as far as activism is a group called the Dream Defenders.
Okay.
And they're supported in large part by the Community Justice Project. Like they often like work together. The other thing I wanted to see is how I could increase the impact. So since the Dream Defenders wasn't on my, like at work, I got a Benevity website where every donation we make throughout this year, they're going to match it 2 to 1.
Okay.
So since the Community Justice Project was on there.
Employers that really get it in like that.
Yeah, man.
Salute. We're all about finding ways that people can recognize the wealth they have instead of just trying to get more money. We're all about recognizing people. So salute to that. That's major.
Yeah, man. Seriously. And so Community Justice Project was on the site. I chose to rock with them. I reached out to them. The head person there was super appreciative that we would even consider that. And in the process, we built a lot of awareness for what they're doing in between also. You know, now I'm just waiting because, like you said, the revenue stream takes extremely long. I checked a few weeks ago. There's maybe $20 worth of profit so far because of the way that they report and in the way that they register the revenue.
Facts.
So I definitely got to get this up on Musicoin soon, because either way, we've been seeing 15 to 2,500 streams per week of the content. But streaming content only produces but so much revenue in the traditional platforms that exist right now.
Right.
So I'm really interested in what y'all are talking about.
Per stream. It's estimates too. That's another thing they don't tell you, because it's estimated by the time they actually pay out, the rate might be lower.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it takes 4 to 8 months.
Yeah.
From the time it's reported. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's funny. I was talking to some, because like we're all at an age where we mentor younger MCs now.
Yeah.
And these cats was like, yo, you got 20,000 streams, this, that, and the third. And I was like, how much you think that's worth? And it was like thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm like, I gave a simple formula. 1,000 streams is like $2. Now don't quote me on this because I don't know when this is coming out, but 1,000 streams is about $2. So I say, how much I sell my shirts for? $20.
Exactly.
So you come up to me and say, okay, I sold 1,000 streams, and you say you just sold a shirt. You just sold 20,000 streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might as well have just went and sold a shirt on the block.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and speaking of streams, I mean, with 2,500 to 3,000, 3,500 streams a week. Now, with the I Need campaign, you know, we maxed out at 4,000 streams, 4,000 plays on this one song.
That's right.
You know, and that generated over $200.
Wow.
Right. That's right.
Yes.
Wow.
So I mean, right. If you're pulling in those numbers, then I can't imagine, you know, the type of profit and proceeds that will go back. You know, like I cannot imagine. Like that's the type of push, you know, that we need. You know, and these are the type of movements that we really need to show the use case for a platform like this, and on top of that, our music and the gift that our music brings.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Because you know, so y'all are familiar with the conversations about how blockchain can make the world better and whatnot.
Yeah.
So people talk about this all the time, but my bro Pup did something like you, but on Musicoin. He was like, I'm putting out this song. You can tip, you can pay money for it, or you could just play the track. You know what I mean? And people, regardless of what their financial situation, they just played the track every day. Like, let me give this. He did a video when he went out in the hood, distributed the food, kind of like your man with the burritos, but he was giving around clothes and food and whatnot. And that was all based on the money that he raised from people playing. So the regular paradigm is like, oh, you know what? I already donated to a charity today. I can't do your charity. But this one is like, oh, I could play that track, right? Like I can do multiple good things.
Nothing to lose, is it? Yeah, you play the music, you get some money. It's like really like a no-brainer, you know. Yeah. So if you pull all them streams together, man, you should definitely do that. And like, report back maybe in our next season when you're going on this, because
we should do like a
proper money straight away for. And I like the fact you're saying you're working with the community as well. I think that's where the real activism is, to be honest, in your local community. You know, we all want to change the world, but you got to start in your community, man. And
I remember I was doing when I started making sneakers. First, I was just making regular sneakers, right? First, I started like selling vapes, and then I started being like, yo, why am I selling this? So I made the Rock mics, which is like, they look kind of like Nikes, but they got the microphone logo instead, right? And then I was like, wait a second, where are these being made or whatever? So I started finding factories overseas that did not support sweatshop labor. Yeah. So all the factories I worked with had to give maternity leave, no child labor, this whole list of things, right? And what happened was that ended up lasting for like a couple months. And then it stopped after that. Because what I found out was even then, it's a continent away, right? So the people that was getting the inspector status to approve these sweatshops, that they weren't sweatshops, they could be compromised too now. right?
Yep.
Because I'm the dude who signs it. So unless it's local, unless you can see what people are doing around you, it's always questionable how much of a helpful act you're doing if you're not there to check in on it and make sure it's really reaching people. You know what I mean? Man. You can get into a kind of convenient helping people, like I gave money to this or did this, but I want to salute y'all, both of my brothers here. Y'all use creative ways, y'all use music to not just have a positive message, but to actually do something positive and see the effects locally.
You know, the money's going straight there as well, because that's the thing with some charities. It does diverted, you know.
Yeah, that's another key factor. Yeah, you're right. You're right, 100%. That's another key factor. Because with your album, you know, when you upload your album to Musicoin, you can also have, you know, the community justice project have a Musicoin account also, right? And you can now split the funds so automatically. So every time it streams, it goes directly to their wallet.
Right.
They can have, you know, have somebody on their team, you know, take the funds, cash it out, and do everything on their side. And it's automatic.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, y'all getting a lot of shout outs in the chat.
About to be that, man. That's going to be my project tomorrow.
Most definitely.
Tomorrow, so trust me.
I'm going to work with you on it, yo. So let's be in contact.
Yeah, we'll set this up tomorrow, man. I appreciate that. Seriously.
I want to say
this is all really interesting.
And Deep is already on there as well. He hasn't cashed out yet, so we'll talk a little bit about cashing out, just how you do it, as far as what some of the things that I've seen lately that I think are frustrating personally, just because artists tend to have a lack of this financial know-how.
Right.
Because artists are used to being in a paradigm where they're just getting jerked. You know what I mean? So they get on a paradigm like this where you can make money. And it's funny how certain things that Musicoin artists are doing are pushing the prices down towards regular streaming platform prices. You know what I mean?
Right. And I wanna give a shout out, you know, to the team, the Musicoin team. They are actually working on an update. Hopefully it comes out with the new release of the app and the new website at the end of October. So that's only about a month away, or 2 months away. But they want to look into having the price be set, you know, at a set 1 cent per stream. So at the dollar amount, a set dollar amount at 1 cent per stream. You know what I'm saying? So just like how we went through the price going down during the campaign and the money just kept getting less and less per stream. You know, this time it'll stay at that 1 cent per stream. So it's not going to just be one coin, you know, per stream. It could be 2 coins per stream or 3 coins per stream, depending on how much it is to get up to that one.
Got you.
I mean, 1 cent.
Yeah.
1 cent.
So the cryptocurrency price itself can still fluctuate up and down, but the stream per price would always be constant.
Fact. Now they want some feedback, you know, from the chat. They want feedback from people in the comments. They want you to go to the forum and make sure you give your feedback. Let me share the screen so I can show you guys the forum. It's right on top of your page. In the top right, you click the forum. It'll bring you here, and you can go to the adaptive pay per play payment rate and give your feedback. You know, is this a good idea? You know, should this be implemented ASAP? You know, I think so. Right. I think it's a great idea because I got a lot of like feedback from people that don't understand the way that this market works.
Right.
And, you know, when you have like the organization saying, oh, well, I see that there's this much in my account. That's good. We're doing good. But then the next week they see that it went, you know, $100 less. They're like, wait, where's the money going? You stealing my money? Like, where's it going? Like, what's going on?
I'm on them guys. I don't 100% understand all this. So like,
let's review this on the call. So
how will it keep how's that gonna work for like a year or 6 months?
You're a DJ, so I know you've been stacking up your coins for a minute. So All I ask is for 25% when you. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll talk about it real quick. But I just want to shout out the chat room. Shout out to Musa. Shout out to Tim Man. Shout out to Lena. They saying they love your background, Breez.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Sean Chen. Sean Chen actually has a question for you, Deep. About getting started as a DJ. Like, if you recommend a certain path or a certain software that you get started, and
software.
You're asking the wrong guy about software, aren't you? Like, you're asking the wrong guy about software.
Like, I mean, yeah, I inherited Serato, so I mean, and I learned how to work it, and then it helped. You know, no more back pains, but you know.
So you were already, but like you inherited Serato after you had already learned the skills of DJing on vinyl, right?
Yeah. This goes back to our other conversation about there's got to be like an OG in neighborhood, you know. And my mom was like Fred ones. I had another dude, Hav, from my block. You know Hav, Radmaninov, Kahim. Yeah, he showed me around. You know, just the MPC, the ST1200. But you always had an OG showing you. So I mean, Sean Chen, man, I thought that was that's a comic book artist. But what I was gonna say, that's a comic book artist name, yeah.
You about to touch on that too.
He's nice too.
Yeah, he's dope. He's mad clean with it. But Sean, yo, I know a lot of the kids nowadays are using you know, like those what do they call those? The spinning
virtual
things?
DJs.
No, the CD, not the CDJ thing. I can't. The component like the Pioneer and the Vest and the Vestax one. I have a Vestax one myself.
Yeah, they don't even take CDs. They just go.
Yeah. I mean, yo, I'm not gonna knock them either because DJ Juicy, she gave me hers and I started playing with it. And if you start doing gigs with that, yo, it syncs the BPMs for you. That's crazy. Now, if you're doing like a 6-hour gig, it puts your mind at ease, but you can't use it. You cannot use it for old tracks that were recorded on tape. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So because those things drift, only like newer music can be mixed. I mean, that's about.
Do you know what? You can do it a little bit because I teach
a little bit, yeah. But you see, you know about the drifting, right?
Yeah, but if you go into Record Box, there's ways that you can stop the sort of drift on certain songs.
Yeah,
it is like they've timed that stuff up. I mean, I'm old school as it comes. Like I said, I've got 10,000 records around.
Yeah.
And decks, but like I've been doing some gigs like in Berlin lately using this.
Yeah.
Trust me, like when I'm not carrying like 150 records around the back streets of Berlin, like a little USB, I can drop straight dub plates.
South London.
Yeah.
There's trust me, I love the old school, but the some of the new stuff is good as well. And you can. You can drop exclusives, and you know. I remember seeing.
Right, because not everything is on vinyl.
Yeah, talking about old school, I remember seeing, do you know, Tony Tone and Charlie Chase, like Cold Crush.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Proper old school, like hip hop. I remember seeing them play, and they were cutting up. Charlie Chase and Cold Crush was cutting up on Serato. They had all the old breaks, and he was cutting and scratching. He's one of the first old school hip hop people I saw doing all that.
But see, you know what's funny? Like I do shows with Tony Tone from Cold Crush sometimes, and like if the venue's mic is like not perfect or whatever, he'll be like, "You want me to go to the car?"
Yeah.
And even if he wasn't booked for that, like he's booked as a DJ, he'll have the joints in his car.
Yeah.
Like we'll come back like bodybuilding amps. You understand me? Like so like it's like what you were saying about the OGs, Deep. Like it's certain things you learn from them which we need to teach because we tend to learn what is the easiest way to do things. And in real life situations, the easy way doesn't help. That helps in your room when you got multiple takes. But when you in charge, like master of ceremony means master of ceremony. You responsible for the show. It's not yelling at the sound man. And if the mic ain't right, like you complaining, it's like you're responsible to make it keep going somehow.
You got to carry your own water pots.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying you had the belt drive turntables, like I had.
Yeah, and I learned how to blend on belt drives.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Like, if you're used to them, one little touch, and it's like, wah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust me. Yeah. After that shit, you're like, yeah. Technics, you're like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah. No more sweat, no more brow sweat. That was it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I was good at mixing and belt dries, but
so to answer the question, there is no specific pathway for our brother to go there.
That's a long answer, yeah.
For Sean?
Yeah. There's no specific software. He says no specific software.
Yeah, like
I'm saying, like you should seek out an OG. Respect people that do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pick up your Serato, but also like study music. That's what I want to say. Just study music, and then study music, and download your Serato, whatever, and then and that's it.
Okay, so now we've been going in and out to the comic book thing. So I want to actually pronounce to you that Breez really, really does comic book art. Breez really, really knows. Like Breez is like, you know how when you watch a movie with superheroes and they get the story wrong and it's disappointing? Breez will be there for you. Like he'll know. You know what I mean? When you have those pains, if you hit up Breez, he'll be like, yep, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we really should have a whole separate episode just on like, what did you think of Black Panther? What do you think of Venom? But before we even do that, because that'll be a whole episode, I want to say that Deep, one of the reasons when we was putting together these calls and I found out that Deep and Breez was gonna be, I was like, let's have them on the same episode because they put out a project, yo, and Instagram, like, there's a part of anyone who's really an artist, like really a creative, really loves to do this, where you gonna be like, okay, promotion, social media, whatever, reach the world. The way they lit up Instagram, I was looking forward to it every day. Like when I was on tour in other cities and other states, it was making me feel at home. Every day, it was called Project Draw, and every day they had Deep with an instrumental behind the Instagram post and Breez with a live sketch of two superheroes that
going at it
who may have never even clashed in the
from two different continuities, from two different companies.
Can y'all talk about how that came about, please? Because that, like, everybody need to check that out. But please talk about that because it was like, it wasn't just something you had to buy. It was something where if you log into Instagram, you are getting value. Like these are people doing this every single day. And this is my request, all right? I'm going to shut up after I ask this. But how did it get started? And how did you maintain the consistency every day? Because that's crazy to me.
I don't even think we planned that.
Oh, word?
Nah, it just kind of happened. It wasn't part of our marketing or promotional scheme. That's the thing. Like I've known Deep for like crazy long, since back in Johnny 23 era.
Yeah.
And shows at Hunter College.
J23s. What?
Where we used to connect, right?
Do your history, kids. Do your history.
Shout out to J23. Right? We was rocking the Hunter College stage.
Yeah.
So yo, I remember like, Deep was about to snuff somebody one day. Like, let me say,
I'm not buying it.
Deep is the most peaceful, cool person ever, right? But I remember, since it was a long time ago, it was some cornball MC or something. And I remember Deep was like, he put that face on. It went from like this to like, yo, bro. I was like, oh, he's about to turn up Elias in the bed.
But listen, like, just based on that history and where we came from, and both being Manhattan boys, like there's always been love and respect, but like this whole project kind of came together through the Dirty Dutchman, who reconnected Deep and I musically, because the only thing Deep and I had worked on in between that was just a quick freestyle for one of Deep's projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Dutch was the one who proposed we get together on this. And I'd always respected what Deep was doing, and the work he was doing with AOK was amazing. So it was an honor for me to like even be considered to get down with him again right now. And as this came together, like our fandom of comics started coming out a little bit more. Like the tracks were just like bringing out the fan and the nerd in me. And so like even the first single, Project Draw, is all about like the struggle to get back into drawing when you haven't done it in a long time, which I was also experiencing along with the struggle to get back into making music. So at that point, I felt like I was in a groove with the music, but art, I was struggling. And here's a song talking about that struggle. And it kind of spoke itself into existence, where it was like, wow, dude, you need to just draw every day so you can get nice again. And I saw a difference in my skill level from day 1 to day 100 just by committing to that plan. And then as a nice bonus, like we got a lot of, you know, interest in our project, and Deep has so many albums of beats that it was just dope that I could export these creations and lay them over his tracks for 100 days.
Yep.
So
you need
artistically,
like, I got like 100 more, bro. So we do another series.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think
I was already
really
thinking
cool
about that
release.
when we release the next one.
Yeah, we got it, bro. We got it.
Wait, Neil, you saying this would make like a physical product?
Exactly.
No. What?
Streaming, but sometimes that's what you need to be doing, man. You need a comic book with the music linked as well. This is the thing with the streaming's good. We're all about the streaming, but sometimes you're going to get more money if you're
My dude Piso did that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people do very similar stuff.
How do they connect the music
and
to
it's a good collab, particularly when it's stories and MCing, and like you said,
like I remember when my kids were little, I had the Dougie Fresh joint, right? Dougie Fresh had a book where you read it, and then you have like the I think it was a vinyl or a cassette you could play. But
I've never seen that.
Check that out, it's fire. And then like
I gotta find that also.
You know, when we was little kids, they always had to like bing turn the page, like
you had the you know
what I mean?
The history of hip hop,
the fairy thing, yeah.
But I wonder how that's a good idea. Like, how would that work these days? Would it be like, you know, it gives you a link to what website, like maybe a code, right? You read in a book and maybe you put in the code address and you could stream it, or would you just say send it with a cassette these days still?
You guys sound like a bunch of capitalists.
Straight up, right? Like,
I'm like, damn, but I'm just trying to make art. They're like, they got money on their eyes.
And that's what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm about to skate really quick. I'm at the end of my break, and I got to get across to the other side of this mall to clock back in.
Okay, I got to take my son to my mom's.
Yeah. Just to wrap up really quick. First off, thank y'all for having us.
Yeah, seriously, and we're definitely gonna have you back next season, bro.
Oh, I'm with it, and I want to learn more about how to get this all set up too, because I really want to see what kind of a difference we can make monetarily. But thankful, like for right now, like you know, it's more about making that art, and that's one of the things about like working with Deep that's been a lot of fun, is that there hasn't been a lot of pressure, but it's been a lot of fun.
Let me ask you one question on that, though.
And artistic stuff. Yeah.
One question on that. Did that, was perfectionism an issue? Because to get up and write every day and draw every day and show it publicly, did you have any thoughts of how perfect do I need to do it? So how do I overcome perfectionism? Because I know that's been an issue for me in terms of not releasing certain things.
No. For me, it's more important to get it out, because what we're doing, it essentially is, you know, we're capturing a moment, and this moment's going to pass. And I've made that mistake in the past, where, you know, you sit on these concepts and these ideas that are relevant in the moment, and if you sit on them for too long, they're going to lose that relevance and essentially lose the potential impact that they could have. Like, you can always make more. It's an outlet, and when we start treating it like an outlet, it's just a continual stream of consciousness that's going to continue to flow. And the more artistic people you surround yourself with, who are willing just to get down and make some dope art, regardless of what comes out of it, you're always going to be in the game, and you're always going to have the potential for who knows what. You know, it's like that old saying, you got to be in it to win it.
This brings the interview full circle, because as Breez is saying this, I'm realizing that's basically what we saw and what we did when we won battles. It was never just like the rapidy rap flow. It was those moments where the MC captured something that was relevant in that room at that moment, right? And that's what really connected most. And if you said
that elephant in the room you were talking about.
Yeah.
Breez, we really want to appreciate you for them dropping that wisdom right there. That's exactly what the culture needs to hear, you know. And please let everybody know where to find you before you go. Where can everybody find you, and especially support the project?
As long as you spell it the way it is down there, it's at Breezevahflowin on Twitter, at Breezevahflowin on Instagram, Breezevahflowin on Facebook, and soon Breezevahflowin on Musicoin.
That's always gonna be relevant.
That's also the links are in the description. The links are in the description, so just click on the links right there, and you'll also be right in contact with them.
No doubt.
Breez about to breeze, y'all. Everybody in the chat room, thank you for the love. Let us know if you want to see Breez next season. Check out his Instagram for the art and the music. By the way, bro, I never knew that before. I never knew that you had stopped the drawing too until you said that just now.
Yeah, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Had to get life together, but now, you know, like I said, fam is good. Now it's time for that. And more importantly, my wife was the one who gave me the kick in the ass. And she was like, "You're getting kind of crunchy. I think you need to go back to making music."
Yeah.
So like my man, like Pup said, shout out to all the wives holding it down.
Yes.
You gotta do what makes you happy in the end, and that's whatever makes you happy, you gotta do that. You know that's your life, ain't it? If that's your life, that's what you really feel. That's what you gotta do, man. Like you said, you gotta come out first, but you gotta do what makes you happy.
Yes.
Yeah, Neil, that's for real, right there.
Salute,
yeah, man.
Salute.
All right,
y'all.
Peace out, y'all.
Till too soon. So I just want to recap some points from Breez, legendary icon in hip hop. And mind you, keep your eyes on Deep's view right now, because he's showing you some treasure. So to recap, one, sometimes you move out of your comfort zone, right? He both moved out of where he locally was from, as well as moved out of his routine to build up his income a little, right? So I think what we're saying is, you know, I teach a course called Make It Full Time, and I encourage people that they can make their passion make money. But it's always okay as well to do something that's not your passion for a while. Pay attention to your kids. Pay attention to your spouse. Pay attention to other things going on outside of you, because that's only going to inform you. And then number two, when he went back to the passion, right? You might think that you lose it when you take a break from it, but clearly he came back stronger than ever. You get what I'm saying? Like, these are some of the best bars from Breez ever. Like, he's more prolific now to me, you know what I mean, than I think a lot of the outside world would have known, unless you was going to the local joints and stuff. You get what I'm saying? To see my brothers Deep and Breez collaborating together, both promoting each other, and so consistently, where every day I knew I could see it. And if I missed a day, I was missing days just to log on to Instagram. They wasn't missing days to log on and post. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So coming back with like an approachable, simple way to be great and consistent versus waiting 10 years between these big projects like I did with my last one. You know what I'm saying? Right, and then again, let's shout out to the family, the friends, the people who do support us and do say, hey, thank you for being with me. Thank you for supporting me. But don't give up on your talent as well. Take some time for that. Did I recap it?
Man, that was a great recap. Yeah,
that's good, man.
Oh man, Deep. What track can we play? Which one? Give us one.
Oh man, I named them all differently, man. I guess let's see what Really Dig This One is. Sounds like I forgot.
Yeah, Really Dig This One. Let's get the ones in the chat if you really dig this one.
What is this? I gotta hear it.
You sure you made this?
Yeah. Hey. Oh yeah. I like this one. It's loud.
Hey.
see I leave it for people to rhyme to.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Last reference. Y'all don't know how talking to the soul of a dead man. It ain't your fault. Yeah, good with y'all stressing. Wanna hear the now.
Switch up
and give pop big jokes to these. Woo!
Go follow.
I don't know your division. Also was telling me thinking for 6% college instead of depending on it. Mentally gotta get off the planting. The early age they been saying he was educated. A pound pop activist, putting lives on the line for the generation that have a better thing instead of having rap sheet. Though my rap sheets could rap sheets over rappers that sleep more than elite athletes at the track meet. So woo!
Go
That's
follow.
one. That's
Make
just
sure y'all
one.
Go follow now, man. Go
That's
follow
just
now.
one from
The
the-
link is in the description. His link is in the description.
a lot of beats there for everybody to listen to. And if, like I said, if you clean in your house and you want to rap to them and clean your house, it's Sunday, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff, you know, you taking a shower, you want to be an MC, play it, and rap in the shower, rap in your car. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, no, that I see you already got the bangers on there. I'm gonna have to go ahead and listen to all of them now.
Thank you.
You know, listen to all of them and definitely come up with some freestyles to them. I'm gonna be letting you. I'm gonna be hollering at you real soon.
Cool, man. And I gotta bounce too though, because I have to go take my son and my mother-in-law. So family first.
Now, one thing I want to say is if you're looking for deep on Musicoin, if you just search in deep, you'll get a lot of like deep house stuff like that, genres
deep
and tracks.
Of 2 Hungry
make sure you
Bros.
put deep of 2 Hungry Bros, the number 2, deep of number 2 Hungry Bros, and then you should be able to see his stuff in the hip hop and rap section. But real quick, let me tell you this, Deep, since you haven't cashed out yet. Two things you could do. One is your collaborations with other people. You could set up the contract so like the stuff you did with Breez, he'll automatically get his, you'll automatically get yours. You won't have to like micromanage that at all.
Yeah.
The second thing is what you're gonna do is when you go to your profile, there'll be an area where you can send your coins to a wallet. And what I do is I use something that I downloaded on my app. I got an iPhone, so I just send it. I think it's for iPhone and Android, but you just send it straight to your phone, right? So I send my coins over here. And then from there, you can decide whether you want to cash out just to your bank. It's like PayPal. You got PayPal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from that point, it's just like PayPal. You decide whether you want to cash out to PayPal or whether you want to trade to another coin, or just like how you would buy something with PayPal if you wanted to. You could buy stuff with the coin or trade to other coins or cash out. You know what I mean? But we'll do a deeper walkthrough another time.
Pun intended.
Yo, thanks for coming on, our brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me.
Another great show. MC
Peace, guys.
Done it again.
Neil, nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Elias roll call.
I feel like
next time in South London, come
hey, yo. Peace.
You're all right now, man. Love.
Man, CW, any last words for the family?
Keep it surreal.
Keep it surreal. we definitely were just like in the whole reality of just like real life hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing was just talk about real life status, and wisdom was a lot of wisdom was kicked in there. So suffice, any last words for the family?
Oh, you got it right, man. Mixing activism with technology with music, you know?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's what it's about. And I'm glad that we can, show that this is the platform that carries these type of artists, these quality type of artists that you can see that it's bigger than just I'm a rapper, listen to my music, the whole we add substance to it, and it is more than just us that's doing it, man. And there's more people that's coming along to do bigger and better things. So I'm excited, man. I love seeing where it's going between with the artists and also where the platform is going to be going. So
let's do this too. let me say this about something you asked me at the beginning of the show. I said I was a little bit frustrated about what I'm seeing in the price of Musicoin.
Right.
Because I know there are people in the commercial industry that don't want a site like Musicoin to prosper, to have higher rates than average. And, you know, one thing
talking about the haters? You talking about some haters out there?
Let's say the
Musicoin haters?
The mercenary-minded, ulterior motive, the haters. You know what I mean? And like, it's true. We could stabilize the price of the coin regardless of what the market's happening. But like something tells me, even if we stabilize the minimum 1 cent, it's still fun to have a coin that can go up to at least 4 or 5 cents as well. You know what I mean? So if we could stabilize a minimum and maybe a maximum of 5, I think that would be cool.
Minimum and maximum. I like that.
Minimum and maximum, right?
And it still keeps it the highest paid streaming platform out to date. While giving it the chance for people to do what we're learning. And you know, it takes time, but like one thing I'll tell you is that in order to cash out, right? It's not just like dollars, like when you get a paycheck from your employer. When you cash out in a cryptocurrency, you're cashing out through an exchange. Yeah. Which means if the coin is worth 5 cents now, you're selling it for either 6 cents or 4 cents or 5 cents, right? So let's say the value of Musicoin is going up, right? So I'm gonna buy my Musicoin at 7 cents, even though it's 6 cents, because I'm paying, it's worth it to me, right? Well, if the last artist is cashing out at Musicoin and it's 5 cents, and they're selling all their shares at 5 cents, if they're selling like 5,000, 10,000 shares at 5 cents, in order for me to pay 6 or 7 cents, right, because it's worth more to me, I have to wait till all the 5 cents shares are bought out. Yes, yes.
Okay, and I think people think that if they sell like 1,000 shares at 5 cents. I'm just making hypothetical numbers, but they think if they sell 1,000 shares at 5 cents, then if someone wants to pay 7 cents, they can. That's not how it works on a trade. That's how it works on Musicoin. Right. You can play people's music and tip them extra. But in the trade, if you put 1,000 shares for 5 cents, all those shares need to be bought for 5 cents before someone can pay you more. Right. So you're shorting yourself. When you say, okay, I'm selling 1,000 shares at 5 cents, I'm selling 10,000 shares. It's perfectly fine to just sell like 100 at a time at a price and pre-sell the next 100 or 200 at 6 cents and 7 cents and 10 cents. I mean, you got people on there right now who have future sales set for
higher,
$100, you know, $100 beyond cents. And they're just waiting for that because they believe in that value. So when you go in there like an employee minded and just go with what the current price is or lower just to make the sale right now, you're not just getting your cash out. You're actually lowering the value of the crypto. And what I would ask people is if you're generally willing to wait for 4 to 8 months or longer for most platforms that are supposedly more reliable, then why would you not wait for 2 or 3 days or maybe an hour sometimes just to set your price a little bit higher, right? Now, if you are trying to short the crypto, if you do have a vested interest in lowering the price, then that might be a strategy you do. You're trying to lower it. You know what I mean? It went from 12 cents to 7. And the past week, I've seen it go from like 0.7 cents to 0.3 or something. Like I literally don't think it's because artists are doing this on purposely. I think it's ignorance about the fact that we are controlling the price of this coin. And how are we doing that? Just by what we sell it for. Yes. And just by how quick we sell it. You know what I mean? That's my thing. It is possible.
I like that perspective though. You know, you're giving all of us, everybody on this platform, the perspective of we have control of the price. You know what I mean? Regardless,
you don't usually get that, right?
Regardless of it's a little bit of coin or anything, no matter how much coins you have, where you sell it at determines where the price will go. You know, right. In a sense. So it's kind of like if you're gonna short it, then now you know that you're making the price go down. But if you're gonna sell it, you're gonna set it at a higher price. You're gonna give it more momentum to go up, or you're in that race, for when the momentum goes up. So
can I just say one thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because like some of my friends have been checking the Musicoin through seeing me doing this show here.
Yeah,
everything you're saying is like you're speaking Martian, because they would. And what I've got from a few people is they go on the Musicoin site and they don't understand nothing about what it's about. And then I've had this a few times. I wanted to say this on some of the sort of private sort of Slack chat. And again, it's not a diss on Musicoin, but it's like some people just really don't understand what crypto is for a start.
Yeah, I agree.
Joe was like that last week, and it's really like, and Joe was like, oh, I clicked it. I'm not, it almost needs like a beginner's guide to loads of stuff or what it is. Like what you said is cool, but that's for the crypto heads who are really like, got their head around it. A lot of musicians are going to come on the site and I'm not going to know anything about what is it.
I'm actually wondering, Neil, if for season 3, if we shouldn't just do a series on steps to getting further into crypto.
Yeah, well, I think that'd be good. That's definitely a thing that's needed.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the first thing that we should tackle. I think it really should be more of making it less information in a sense. Like it needs to be more product, more. When I go to the website, I need to see that this is a music streaming platform. There's music that I can see and press play on. And then
right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. When you first go to the homepage, it's like sign up.
It's just information.
If you go to Spotify, Amazon, Google, iTunes, the first thing you see on these is music. And you can click and preview and play whether you're a member or not. So we definitely need to step up on that.
Well,
saying in the chat, a lot of people mistrust the crypto, and I do get that from people. They think it's almost like, oh, it's something that is going to rip them off, or it's some sort of scam, or like, they don't. Yeah. Like I said, it's not scary, but it's just like that's a barrier that will stop people doing it, because they are like, well, where's this coming from? How come I get a cent a play for a stream and I haven't done nothing?
Yeah.
So I think the new website coming at the end of September. The new website is going to definitely be more user friendly, and and that's what I really say they need for just the musicians and people that's coming, like even listeners coming to say, I know that artists are getting paid in crypto on this. I don't really know what crypto is, but I like this platform. I like the music that I'm catching. I like my artist that I just found, and I like how I interact with these people, like right here in the chat. They have to have those functions, those usable functions. Well, and as they're using it, the more they're using it, the more they'll understand how the back end works. Well, as far as people
let me play devil's advocate for a second, right? Good point, Elena. There's a learning curve for the whole crypto market, right? So it's certainly not a Musicoin thing. Musicoin just is a platform that's taking responsibility for it and doing something about it. So that's a good point. Sir. But let me play devil's advocate for a second. Let's say it's user-friendly, more people are signing up faster, right? Everything's working on the Musicoin site. And then they get to the cash out point, which is 4 to 8 times faster than all these other platforms, right? It's higher money. There's more artists going to be flooding over to it from the other platforms predominantly using. And then they get to the exchange and they're just lowering the value of the coin. Maybe there's a benefit to the fact that it's a little bit complex for the average person now, until we come up with, like we said, a next season, maybe a series, maybe some best practices, so that when we do have this influx of people, it's not an influx of people who drive it down to just being like what's already out there, but an influx of people who say, you know what, here's some best practices, so we can use the blockchain element of this, right? Instead of taking it and making it look like those other sites, we can take it and give the same user friendliness, but not lose the benefits.
Yes.
And the number one is determining how much you get paid. For instance, let me say this, okay? One point. When you have an amount of money that you're about to cash out. And if you wait like an extra day, it could be higher or lower, right? Depending on how you use the exchange. If you cashed out all the time and you had 1 million plays, you'd still be doing better than any other platform site, right?
Yeah.
But if you did it in a way that was specific to the blockchain, which is think about how trades go on the exchange when you're cashing out. Why just be okay or better than other sites when you could be doing 5-10 times more the profits of other sites?
With better practices in place.
With better practices.
So definitely we should be communicating more about better practices in the forum. Shout out to everybody in the forum. You know, make sure there's a post about, you know, what we're talking about, you know, about practices as far as how to, you know, cash out or how to make it make this platform more valuable. Yeah, you know, they definitely want more.
Just advise that stuff. If you're serious about that, you have to build that into a platform. Yeah. As it, maybe you can only withdraw once a week, or I don't know. You know.
Oh, see, there we go. That's what I'm saying. That's.
It's all very well going. No, it's better if you don't do it. But
in the project, like you said, so yeah, it has to have options like that. You have to show people that, you know, do it at this time. Best set. There can be set times. There can be set days and things of that nature for cashing out, and things of that nature. I like that idea.
I think what we need to do is put Self-Suffice's number on the website and get people to call him up 24 hours anytime. If you're unclear, he'll answer and explain.
Yeah,
for 10 music coins. For 10 music coins.
I also think that these things do need to be step by step, right?
Yeah, I know it's a gradual thing. I do understand that. But like I said, I'm just saying that for my friends who know nothing about crypto, they literally see it and it's almost they block it out. They don't engage with that much because it's I don't. I don't know.
For the people who are cashing out and in trades, I'm just frustrated with them that they're kind of devaluing themselves. But for people who aren't even there yet, like, you don't even have to rush to that. Because again, at the core, it's listening to music, right? You're uploading music, you're sharing music contracts with other artists. And so it definitely is, music needs to be the priority. Yeah. And we do need to let people know, like, do it step by step. But when you do get to the step of cashing out and trading, like, there are ways, and this, unlike most jobs, unlike most currencies, where because there's so many artists controlling the trades on a regular basis, we control how much we want to pay ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, so when we do get there.
Oh, go ahead. So when you
go ahead. I see everybody in the chat too.
I was gonna say, you know, they talking about your hotline right now.
I know.
You got a number, give it out. Yeah.
You know, we definitely got to come up with a hotline for Self-Suffice.
Yeah.
That'll be dope. That'll be dope. But I just wanted to
hit me on my crypto.
Yeah.
When you're about to make one trade.
Yeah.
So I want to but let's wrap it up for the family. We just made some great points. This was another great episode. Listen, next week is our last episode. We have another special guest, and this is the last one. I want everybody to be there. Make sure we get everybody in the chat. We're gonna do another grand finale episode like last season. So any last words?
See you next week.
See you next week.
Keep doing what you love. Keep finding time to do what you love.
Thank you, Elena. We got DJ Nio Lure in the building next week. DJ Nio, like Neo from the Matrix.
Shout out to the chat as well. Thanks for joining us, yeah.
Shout out to the chat, and we will see you next week on MC.
Sean,
MC,
MJ, Tin Man. You know.